All right, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahakbadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of GMS, Great Millstone that rule well and taught us this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Shai's elect, preaching this word and this doctrine in full truth, honesty, and sincerity. I'm the Brother Chakam from the GMS Miami camp, coming back once again through the Spirit to make this video and this lesson. And Lord willing, you brothers and sisters that watch will find this edifying. And the topic of this lesson will be, well, the title, should I say, is Walk in the Spirit so you don't fall into the snares of carnality. All right, walk in the Spirit so you don't fall into the snares of carnality. All right, and this video is directed specifically only for the Israelites. All right, which will be the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American men and women, because the Lord has chosen us to be a peculiar people. All right, holy meaning separate. All right, that's what the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai gave us the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, so knowing that we in these last days, how much more in the Spirit should we walk in, so we don't fall into the snares of carnality, knowing the signs that we in, knowing the times that we in, Salakia, and seeing the signs that are approaching. All right, hearing the war drones beating over there in the Middle East. Okay, seeing all this stuff with Donald Trump and, you know, the NWO, so on and so forth. Now it's the time to really put on as the elect. All right, because as Israelites, we must be spiritual, man, because it's going to be in our purpose. It's going to be in our benefit. It's going to be in our benefit, Salakia. All right, because knowing that you're an Israelite is just not enough. Knowing that you're an Israelite is not enough. You actually have to apply the precepts. Okay, but this is the book of Romans, chapter 8, 8 verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then they are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Yahamashiach, he is none of his. All right, so the Lord is saying, if you're not walking in the Spirit and you're walking carnally minded, all right, you are the enemy of the Most High. All right, enmity. Let's get that word right there. Enmity. Okay, because this is a commandment that the Lord has given us to walk spiritually. Cause of enmity. So like, let's get the it's called ecthra. Ecthra. Okay, which means hostility, by implication, a reason for opposition, enmity, hatred. All right, so the Lord has a hatred to those who walk in that carnal mindset, man. And that's a problem with our people, because our people know that they're Israelites, all right, but they still want to walk in the ways of the flesh. All right, when you look at these other camps, all right, how they just show signs of just being carnal minded. All right, because they're not really being spiritual, or they're not really applying the precepts, and the Most High is not dwelling in them. Okay, that's what verse 9 confirms that. But ye are not in flesh, but in the Spirit, if so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Hamashiach, he is none of his. All right, because those that are walking the ways of carnality, man, they are not of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, meaning they're not part of the elect. Okay, second precept. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Okay, so that is the importance of walking in the flesh, man, because salaki, of walking in the spirit, because when you're walking that flesh, okay, when you're trying to fulfill the flesh, all right, you're welcoming sin, all right, you are being open and subject unto sin, okay, and the Lord is not really dwelling in your mind like that, all right, because to be walking spiritual, you really got to be thinking about the Lord. The Lord got to be in the forefront. The Lord got to be in your the Lord got to be in your mind continuously, man. That's why you got to. That's why we, speaking to myself first and foremost, we must continually pray. All right, so we don't be falling to the snares of the lust. All right, so whenever we get caught up in a situation, we know how to react. We know how to adapt. All right, we know how to mold ourselves and use wisdom. All right, and do the things that we have to do so we can be able to get out of that situation. All right, and that's really the Most High dwelling in you. That's the Most High dwelling in us. All right, because that's the angels manipulating us and telling us, you know, working with us and telling us what to do and so on and so forth, man. Okay, because the Lord is within us if you walk in the Spirit and not walk in the flesh. Okay, Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lavishness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emotions, emulations, salakia, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in the time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. All right, so this is the judgment that our people are going to get for not walking in the spirit, man. They're going to walk in, if they walk in the flesh, then they're not going to inherit the kingdom, man. They're ultimately just going to get judged on this side, and they're just going to have to be reincarnated in the kingdom with the right mindset. All right, let's get Ecclesiasticus. I wanted to start at I'm gonna start at verse 1. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. All right. And this is what the elect are going to be doing in the last days. All right. They're going to be walking in the spirit and they're going to be seeking out the wisdom of the ancients. All right. Occupied in prophecies, not occupied in bullshit of the world. Verse 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel to strange countries, for he have tried the good that he had tried the good and the evil among men. For he will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and he will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins. Okay, that's that's what the elect are doing in these last days, man. Starting with the 144,000. Okay, they're speaking in the words of the Lord. All right, they're being spiritual. Verse 6. When the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. All right, and that's the example of how we should be walking. All right, speaking to myself again. Okay, walking in the ways of the Lord, so we could be filled with the spirit of understanding. Okay, because that's what's gonna get us in the chariots, man. All right, with faith, with strength. All right, having courage. Okay, but all that is nothing if you're not walking in the spirit, man. Got to be spiritual. All right. This is the last precept here. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So that's the way of life, ultimately. Being obedient to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, taking reproof, instruction, all right, of the Lord, of the men of the Lord, walking spiritual, so they can give you life and they can give you prolongness and peace in this captivity. So it could ultimately cushion you, all right, and give you that protection that you need in this land of captivity that we're in. All right, because 2/3 of our people, All right. They hate instruction and they hate reproof. They want to walk carnally. All right. They think they know it all. So the Lord is going to judge them on this side, man. All right. And that is the way of life, man. Being obedient to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right. But to do that, you got to be spiritual. You got to pray. All right. You got to acknowledge the Lord. Got to have the Lord in your front cortex. Okay. So that's all I wanted to get, man. Once again, topic was just walk in the spirit so you don't fall into the snares of carnality. All right, Lord, when this lesson was edifying, and on to the next one. Shalom.